Yo! Welcome to a different view of my office. I'm trying something new, mainly because my phone needed charging and I have you very much connected to my computer over here so that I can do this live stream while the juice is in me. So today it's Jack and Nori's story time with Georgina. So today I went to the osteopath because I've been experiencing some knee pain in my right knee. This is my left knee. Healthy. Right knee. Ouchie. And I am so used to kind of being in varying degrees of mild, DOMS or muscular pain because of the way that I train and the frequency in which I train, that I've got quite used to just kind of being in a little bit of physical, achiness. And today I finally went to the osteopath because I've done chiropractic and currently having acupuncture just for balancing my elements and all of that stuff. But my boyfriend had a bad knee and it seems to have sorted him out. So I was like, okay, right, I'm going to give this a go because it started impacting my training and my ability to really train as frequently as I want and do the kind of training that I want to be doing as frequently as I want to be doing it. So if you know me, you'll know that if something starts impacting my ability to hit things, shit's going to change. I'm going to pay attention. So I went to the osteopath today and he started, and I was saying to my boyfriend, I don't think I've actually got anything wrong with my knee. I don't think the problem is the knee pain. He's like, well, you should probably go and check it out because his was about the knee. That was the main issue, was the fucking knee. But I'm like, I don't think that the real problem is the knee. And I was right, damn it. So when I went to the osteopath, he started looking. He was like, right, okay, just because the pain is showing up here, and this is the same with everything, right? Just because the pain is showing up here, relationships and your money and the way that you feel about your body, just because the pain is here doesn't mean that it's not actually being caused by something a bit further up the chain or a bit further back. So that's why I really enjoyed this osteo session, because he effectively looked at my body the way that I look at the mind and the way that I look at emotional problems and things like money blocks or problems, when people come to me and they're wanting to relate in a different way, or they're just wanting to, well, a lot of people come to me because they want to grow their business. They want to be more authentically who they are. And it's never about who you are right now. It's always about either who you feel you want to be and what you want to do, and you've got a block to becoming that thing, emotionally or mentally, or allowing yourself to fully be in the person you are right now. Or it's about something that's happened to you in the past, and this is usually the case, something that's happened to you in the past that is causing some kind of energetic or emotional disturbance. So the reason that I've dropped 2 links in this live stream is because I'm not going crazy big on selling these things right now. It's not let's go launch. It's more I've got these resources and they're just there, evergreen. You can buy them anytime. However, the reason I've chosen to share them today is because they directly link to what I'm talking about. If you are experiencing any kind of shit around your money situation, some of you will already know it's got nothing to do with the money. And others of you will be thinking, well, of course it's about the money. That's the only area where I'm really struggling. That's the thing that's the big problem for me right now. And regardless of which of those camps you fall into, both of these products that I have put in the subject of this live stream are going to help you. The first one I've put there is a meditation pack of 10 meditations. There's also some exercises and journaling prompts in there to help you. It's if you do these 10 meditations and these 10 daily things that I set out for you in the meditations, if you do those, you are going to create a situation for yourself where you're elevating your energy and your consciousness. You are changing the vibration at the very core of your being, which makes you more available to receive not just money, but everything, but particularly money, because that's the focus, right? The second thing that I've put there is the big daddy, is my 30-day money mindset reset. Now look, you don't just get 30 days of content, you get way more than that, because every time I have run this program live, which is about, I think, 5 times now, every time I run it live, I do 3 extra live clearing calls for every single time I've run it, which means that you get the original 30 days and then you get the extra clearing calls that I did in any of the other iterations of the program. And you get another bonus live that I did just a couple of weeks ago, which fucking, if you've got any shit around being a snake oil salesman or being a fraud or any of that stuff, you're going to want to get this program, and it will be worth your investment just for that clear that we did a couple of weeks ago that's in the Facebook group. And you can only get that through signing up for this program. It's like a bonus that I just did because I was doing some admin and getting everyone into a group, and I wanted something to inspire people to get into that group. So we did this live clearing session, and holy fucking balls, it was powerful. So yeah, I mean, the investment is £222. There is the option to split it into either 3 or 6 payments over months, I think, and that's available to you on that sales page. But my point here is this particular program, if you are experiencing money issues, the meditations are going to start chipping away and elevating your frequency. If you are wanting to do a deep dive and really clear shit out at the root, clear it all out and create a beautiful, nice, clean, fresh foundation to start building new money beliefs on, that is the program you want to be doing. It is only £222, and trust me, it is worth fucking 10 times that at least. The results people get from doing this program are fucking huge. We've had people manifest their dream houses. I've had people message me about these dream houses. Like, literally, I didn't ever think I could live in a house like this, and yet somehow I've manifested this house and now I can afford it, blah, blah, blah. I've had a lot of people manifest the money to work with me during that process. Like, oh my God, I want to work with you. And then they've used the techniques around manifestation that I include in that program. So you're not just getting clearing. You're not just getting self-reflective journal prompts. You're also getting tips to manifestation. And the meditations that are in that program are mind-blowing. People go back to them time and time again. I even got an email from the people who created the site that hosts these programs called Member Vault. I got an email from them saying, oh my God, you're one of the top people and da, 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 da. People are really engaging in your content. And I was just like, amazing. I love this, because my desire when I create these offerings is not just like, I'm going to create a thing and then I can sell it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I create these things because I genuinely want people to use them. Yeah, it's great that I'm making money from it. Woohoo. But it's like, I don't just run something that's like one and done. And then it's like, I'm now putting it and collating all of this absolute fucking magic and potency into this membership site. So you guys can buy whatever you want from that selection whenever you want it. And I've just selected those 2 today because a lot of people have been speaking to me recently about scarcity stuff. I even saw some of it showing up in my own life a few weeks ago, and that's why I really felt to dive even more deeply into my own money stuff, because every time we up level, a new layer of stuff gets shown to us, and it's really about being dedicated to taking ourselves as deep as we need to go in order to go as high as we want to go. So anyway, back to the story. I get so excited when I talk about these programs because they're fucking life-changing. That money program is life-changing. Fuck. Anyway, so yes, when I went to the osteo today, he was like, the problem is actually in your lower back. He did lots of different movements. He tweaked lots of bits and pieces. And then when he started manipulating my lower spine and like into like the pelvis area of my back, it was so tender and like, and as he was manipulating it, I could feel things moving and starting to move in a way they hadn't moved before. But here's the thing. I've gotten so used to functioning, and I mean high functioning. I'm fucking good at my sport, bitches. Like, I have been a high functioning person in training with a fucked back, basically, with a lower spine that is not moving as much as it really should be in order to support my full system. And to me, do you know what that does? That doesn't freak me out. That fucking excites me because I'm like, holy balls, I'm already good. Imagine how good I'm going to be when I've got this foundational support and all of the pieces working together, and when the parts of my brain that want my leg to do something are communicating even quicker, and like when those neurons and those nerve endings, when that's all firing properly and the messages can get through and it's like boom. Imagine how fucking powerful and fast my kicks are going to be, motherfucker. Watch out, Padman. I'm coming for you. Oh yeah, baby. But the point is, we get so used to operating from a place of mild pain or discomfort or working around what we perceive to be our weaknesses that we forget that they were ever there, and we just kind of create this life that maybe feels really good, and we kind of progress a little bit, but then we kind of get injured, or like in our money we progress a little bit and then we kind of go, oh fuck, I've hit a wall, oh no, my money stopped coming in, oh I don't know what to do now. We create this lovely little problem for ourselves to solve, and then we move forward a little bit again. And it's like this incremental little movements all the time. The reason people get such massive results when they come and work with me is because effectively I do what this osteopath did for me, but I do it with your emotional and your mental baggage. I go in and I go, oh yeah, I know that you think the problem is about money, but actually it's because you didn't feel loved as a child. Like, let's go in there, let's go back, let's rewire your brain around this, let's get some deeper understanding, some compassion, let's do some inner child work, let's do some tapping, let's do some emotional clearing. Okay, boom, you're good. Here's a meditation, off you go. Do that for your homework and I'll see you next week, right? This is like having fucking like emotional, energetic surgery. Like when I get in there with my little laser intuition and all the tools that I've got, I'm fucking incredible at what I do. Okay, like I know that I'm really fucking good at what I do, and I know that if you feel called to come and work with me, we're gonna clear some serious fucking shit and up level your life. And it's the reason I'm so excited about this today is because I feel like going to see that osteopath really helped me understand what it's like when people work with me. Because when he said to me, oh, the problem's actually here. Like, no wonder you're not getting any joy from like massaging the muscles and putting an ice pack on and stretching. Like, no wonder it's not really getting any better. I get a little bit of pain relief and then I feel a little bit better for maybe like a day, and then the next day I wake up and I'm back to square one again. It's like the reason that that's happening is because I'm treating the symptom, but that's because I didn't know where the main problem was. Like I knew it wasn't the knee, but that was the only thing that was speaking to me in pain, so that was the thing that I kept looking at. But now that I've been to see an osteopath who can see the systems of the body and understands that in the way that I understand the mind and emotional patterns, and the way that my intuition and my psychic abilities can read your fucking mind map of thoughts when you come and see me, he did that for my body, and it just reminded me how fucking powerful it is. Because I'm so adept at dealing with my own emotional mental shit, but I still go and work with coaches and energy workers to help me find the pieces where I've got like a blind spot, because that's important to me to continually be elevating and growing in that area. But with the body, I don't have the same level of knowledge as somebody like that. So to go and work with an expert who can help me understand where the real core issue is, where the real problem is, and then we can work on that and get that moving properly and unlock all of that. Imagine what happens when you start to unravel that. And then in my case, you know, in a physical capacity, my brain starts speaking to my foot, which means that everything is like my whole body, everything starts talking to each other again. How fucking powerful are my kicks going to be? How powerful is my boxing? How quickly am I going to recover when my muscles are actually releasing and getting rid of the toxins like they're meant to? The same is true for your energetic and emotional systems. When you come and work with me, we are finding those core foundational patterns, which means when we release those like deep-seated fucking traumas that are held and stored in the cells of your body and in the neurons of your mind, like when we clear that shit out of the way and repattern it with supportive beliefs, it's effectively the same thing happening. So it was just such a beautiful experience for me today to go and actually be on the receiving end of what I know my clients experience with me. And although for me it was in my physical body, you know, it's all connected, right? So if you know that you've got some shit to unravel around your money, I highly recommend clicking that link and doing the 30-day money mindset reset, because it will change your fucking life. If you commit for 30 days to doing a little piece every day, like 20 minutes a day, just doing some journaling, doing the meditation, doing the tappings that I've put in there, doing the emotional clearing that's in there. If you commit to that for 1 month of your life, you are going to change your relationship with money forever. So don't be coming in here telling me that you don't know how to change your money shit, because that is right there for you. And I urge you, if you have any shit around money, this is going to start balls rolling. It's going to start you, like me with this spinal mobility, getting my kicks and releasing that pain in my knee. You're going to see not just your money shit start to change, you're going to see your relationships evolving. You're going to see your body. People lose weight when they do that program. Yeah. And they're not focusing on it, but it's like, oh, I seem to be losing weight. I'm not even working on weight. I know. Because when you're working on the foundations, when you're not just treating symptoms and you get to the core, real big change happens. And it's lasting change. That is what I'm really passionate about. I'm not interested in treating your fucking symptoms. I could make a fortune if I just treated people's symptoms because they'd have to keep coming back to me. But the fact is, people work with me for a bit. Sometimes they do even 2 or 3 programs. And then they go off into the world and maybe they come back a few years later. But I love working with people over and over again, but the fact of the matter is it's not necessary. So it's very rare for someone to work with me for years and years and years and just buy every single thing that I ever do because they don't need it anymore. They've got to where they want to go and they're living their next level life. And then when they're ready to elevate to the next level and they need a bit more knowledge use, then they come back. But this work is meant to have a lasting impact. I want to catalyze you into your next level of evolution. I want you to believe in yourself and your ability to create magic, to harness your own magic and make incredible things happen in your life. You know, I don't want you to have to need me all the time because, you know, yeah, it'd be great for my business, right? If you just had to keep coming and being codependent on me. But my real desire and what makes me feel so fucking excited is to see these people who've like gone through the spiral with me, going through Philosopher's Stone with me, people who've just come to me for like a set of sessions or have done the business coven with me. Anyone who does my offerings, and then they show up in my inbox and they're like, oh my God, my life is completely different. Or I see them online starting to share things in a whole new way just because of the work that we've done. That to me is like soul food. That's why I do this. Yeah, the money's great. And of course I do some of it for the money because, you know, mama's got to live and this is a business at the end of the day. But the fact of the matter is the real excitement for me comes from seeing people after we've worked together, going out into the world and being who they really want to be. And not questioning anymore and owning it unapologetically, expressing themselves in a whole new way, speaking their truth. And even if they're afraid of it, they speak it anyway. People making more money than they ever fucking dreamed from art launches, from like launching fucking art programs, people changing the way that they show up for their artwork. Like, it is incredible to me. I've catalyzed people into whole new spiritual journeys. I've catalyzed people into a spiritual awakening on multiple occasions. And that isn't even what they came to me for, but it was obviously what they needed. And I've had people go from being hairdressers to being spiritual practitioners and human design readers. I'm like, come on, people. This work is fucking incredible. So if you're not ready to work with me one-to-one, there's a couple of options for you. Do the thing, jump on, and remember, the reason I'm so passionate about this shit is because this is what I've experienced in my life. And even today, going to the osteopath and having him go, oh no, the problem isn't your knee, it's actually in your lower back, 'cause it's a bit jammed up. And then understanding like, whoa, some people might feel victimized by that and be like, oh no, my lower back, boo-hoo. It's like, no. Fuck yes. The problem isn't with the fucking knee. The problem is in the back. And that means he knows how to help me, which means we're going to do a few sessions. He's going to sort me out and I'll be even better than I am now. Because let's face it, when people come to work with me one-to-one, they're usually already in an okay position. They're usually making enough money to survive. They're usually feeling like their business is at a place where they're kind of fairly comfortable, but they just know that there is so much more for them. And very often we have to work through some of the guilt that comes with that because they see other people in like, you know, quote unquote, worse situations than them. So a lot of the time, what I've been clearing with a lot of my clients recently is this idea of clearing, like having more than enough. So not just having enough, but having more than enough. And a big thing that's coming up, like I actually couldn't quite believe every single session that I've done on money work over the last 3 or 4 weeks, every single session, some of these people are like millionaires, multiple 6 and 7 figure business owners I've been doing these sessions with. And they've been coming to me and they've been saying the thing that's stopping them from getting to their next level is, I don't want people to think that I'm just in it for the money. And I'm like, who cares? Who cares if people think that? It's not true, is it? And they're like, well, no, I really want to help people. And I'm like, great. So who gives a fuck? Let's clear that out the way. And once we clear that, they then go on to have these like multiple 6-figure launches or have better communication in their relationships and understand how they can be a mother and, you know, continue to make a fuck ton of money, even though they're having more children or whatever. Because I genuinely believe that you get to have it all. And when you come to me, I see the place where you're holding yourself back and we laser in on that, we clear that shit out the way and free you up to start making some new choices from a place of true alignment and certainty. So if you want to work with me one-to-one, you know where I am, drop me a message. If you're interested in working on your money stuff, I highly recommend purchasing one, if not both, of the programs that I have put in the subject line of this live stream. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day. Bye.